Here we are. Back again. Very weary from last night. Yeah, we worked until about 2:45 in the morning on our They Live Christmas ornament for my brother. And it's getting really hung up on the eyes. I was having difficulty achieving my vision. So I wanted to come at it with fresh eyes. I swear these eye puns are, they're pretty intentional. But I just, in the cold light of day, I was looking at him and saw some other finishing touches that I wanted to do or bring back that I kind of lost along the way. But before we get back to this guy, I realized I had one more little touch to do on the Emir, which is my my gift from my father that I streamed last night as well. We're gonna cut off a little piece of toothpick, two of them, for Dumbo's tusks, because there are holes on either side of his trunk for that. That'll just add a little something. I got a good news, bad news kind of situation. I'll give you the bad news first. I've broken my foot. The good news is it's this foot. All right, enough of that. Let's move over to the workbench cam. There we are. Put our guy there. All right. Trying a new audio setup too, so let me know how it is. Not that I don't think anyone's joined yet. I jumped right in. I scheduled it for 6:30 and jumped in right away because I'm finding a little glitch with YouTube that I've succumbed to twice now, quite humiliatingly. Is that when I set up the stream and I say, okay, I want to go through OBS, which is how I get the I can go from webcam to this picture-in-picture deal. And I want my audio to go through my lav. If I save that setting and then go into another window on my laptop between when I set it up and when I go live, it'll revert to my webcam and you can't change it while you're streaming. This has happened to me twice now, so I just got to be vigilant. But that is to say, I have observed it. It's not entirely my fault. But as a film professor of mine once said, it's a poor craftsman who blames his tools. And he said that once to me, and I've never forgotten it. That was a hard one to hear, but I think about it all the time. Because it's a good line to keep you honest. So I got to try to match that. Come on. I knew that would happen, too. I said, you're going to finally chop through and it's going to go flying. Well, it's lost. God, if only I had like 48 more of them. Okay, well, we'll find another use for that. Now, how are we going to protect against that this time? Try this. I mean, that's way too big, but serviceable. You know what? Where is my... God, this workspace is getting cramped now that I got my nicest microphone hooked up. Just because I mean, I do need to learn to get into the habit of being aware of the lav, but I started last night's midnight stream with the lav hanging up here on the hook. I hadn't clipped it back on my coat because I had taken a break. Where is the X-Acto knife? Come on, it's got a big cork on the end of it. How are you missing it? I have to reach around all this stuff. I had to move the arm of the C-stand down. Let me get that light out of your face. Yeah, I moved this arm down to help with visibility, so we're not that far, even if I'm working down here. But that just means I have to kind of hunch and duck in a craft that is already very hard on the posture. Here it is, looking right at me. Okay, good. This is what I need. I'll hold down the tip, and I'm just going to saw off what I don't need. Come on. All right. I think those are good lengths. Stand by. I think I'm going to grab some pliers out of the toolbox. I have a jar of water around here too somewhere. Let's not knock that over, and let's take a sip. Gotta stay hydrated. Because I'm going to be eating so much ham soon. Not today, but soon enough to be a shock to my system. All right. Oh no, here we go. Duh. Even better. Tweezers. Put the cork back on the knife, and let's put that cork up so I can find it next time. Okay. How do I want to go about this in terms of order of operations? Got the glue uncapped. All right. Let's just little dot of glue. And I'm just not going to breathe as I do this. All right. Well, that was easy. Let's see if we just match the angle. Oh, nice. All right, there we go. Success. See if we can really get him in there. Will it focus? Please focus. Come on. Autofocus, please. Come on. Fine, you get the point. And I did get a little peek at his eyebrows, and looks like they need a little touch up. So let's get. Do we have any black paint down here still? Mm-hmm. Boy, it helps to have an aerial view when you're trying to find things and you live inside the page of an I Spy book. Which I've realized is just my entire aesthetic. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Repeating my brilliant move of putting a drink right next to my paint water jar. But I'm not going to do a whole lot to prevent it, because maybe that'll be the thing that makes me go viral. That shall be my legacy. All right, I overdid one of the eyebrows, but that's okay. I can easily work that back. But this isn't the Emir's episode. He had his time in the spotlight. I just wanted to show you, make good on my promise for those tusks. It's a musky tusk. Musky tusk. And you know what? Giving him tusks, now I'm thinking maybe those are just air bubbles. And he wasn't supposed to have tusks, because I don't think Dumbo has tusks. Because again, he's a little baby man. But this makes it look less like the Disney character. Makes him look a little more fearsome, like, you know, not completely defenseless. He's got big old tusks. And his hat's a different color, so it's not Dumbo. He just happens to have big ears and be a little elephant. I don't know why I'm doing the mental gymnastics to justify this little cartoon gag that I'm painting. All right, back to our guy here. I think I'm going to start from scratch on the eyes. But before I do, I wanted to bring out just a couple of highlight things. Scissors back. What else? The tweezers can hang out over here. Take my canary yellow. Oh, cool. I didn't rinse that brush. That's how you kill your brushes, man. All right. Just want to bring out, because we went so heavy on the ink, which I don't regret. But I just want to bring out that bone. And we'll even try to get some of this on the teeth. There we go. That's looking good. Love it. All right. Back on the Halloween soundtrack. This time I deliberately put on the album John Carpenter anthology of themes, which are re-recordings. From about 10 years ago now, I hate to say. It feels so fresh. re-recordings of the themes that he's written for his movies. And I threw this on because the They Live theme is on there. The They Live theme. A terrible thing to say. That's completely innocuous. Just sounds awful. But They Live. You know the sounds you make when you don't like words. Oh, hey, chat's here. Shane Sheehy, Gary Sheehy. Oh, my goodness. Well, I thought it said you didn't want to be slipping in ink and die. And I thought it was a pun like you slipped and you died, but with a Y, because you slipped in ink. I find the best jokes have to be explained very laboriously. But then I feel like our chat knows that already. All right, what were we going to do? I want to take, this brush. Let's just wet it down a little bit. Put these pliers away. That's why it's fun to have a lab coat. All right, so going to Lemon Chiffon. Oh, hey, I know this track because this actually made it into one of my very first time-lapse videos of this is Big Trouble in Little China, and this is the recording I used. Just going to go... So I kind of flattened out the brush. Not wiping it off entirely like a dry brush so that we can just try to get the surface there, going along the center line so there's still kind of a gradation. There we are. There he is. Oh, hello, Rolo. Rolo's here. And if I scream loud enough into the mic, Charlotte will hear me. No, I won't. All right. There. Those look like teeth to me. You know, let's try to get a little bit of that lemon chiffon. I don't know if I like that. I don't like what I did. That's okay. We're just going to rinse a little bit of it off. Just work it back. We don't make mistakes here. We just have happy accidents. A lot of happy accidents down here, which is why I got some newspaper on this chair. Okay. What else did I want to do? Oh, you know what? We had brought in a layer of the blue, the aqua flash. And that kind of got buried in the skin. So I want to just try to get that back in there. Do, 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 do. This music is from Big Trouble in Shane's Tummy. What I haven't listened to in a long time is the theme song by the Coupe de Villes for Big Trouble in Little China. And the Coupe de Villes is John Carpenter's band. And one of his bandmates is filmmaker Nick Castle, who was also the actor in the suit for Michael Myers in most of that first Halloween movie. And I say most of because there are shots where it's John Carpenter. There are shots where it's producer Deborah Hill. Deborah Hill is Michael's hand in the clown costume in his POV in the beginning of the movie because they needed small hands. And it was fun because they were all like film school buddies, and they just like kind of jumped into the costume when they needed a stand-in, or a shemp, as Sam Raimi would say. Let's get some of that color shift off of the nose. Oh, here we are. The moment I've been waiting for. The They Live theme. That's why I threw this on. But it's like not one of his best. It's not my thing. John Carpenter likes to get very bluesy every now and then. Vampires was the same way. Although the last time I tried to watch Vampires, like that one did not age well for me. We actually jumped ship like 25 minutes in because we just weren't enjoying ourselves. No, not that. Not yet. What did I want to... This is it. Black Flash. So I looked at a lot of reference photos after, between last night and today. This moment. And in a lot of the stills of the aliens, the eyes looked kind of blackish. So I want to start with a layer of that. And we're going to work up from there. And try to get that star type design. But yes, using some different tools and media. Has a Western equality, the They Live soundtrack. Yes, it does. I believe it takes place out west. And it's it's about a blue collar type of guy, drifter, looking for work. It's a movie that conceptually I love, and in execution, it just never really did it for me. Anyway, let's dry these eyes. I have no fingerprints left after doing that for so many years. Just melts the flesh. There we go. Yeah, it's They Live for me. It's when he tries to get into like action comedy territory. And just even the casting of Rowdy Roddy Piper, I think, vastly changes the tone of the story. And I've learned to appreciate it because I know people that really love that movie. But it gets very goofy towards the end. I mean, there's the 6-minute fight with Keith David that's just a stunt show. And again, I know that's some people's favorite movie. Like that is like a big reason to watch the movie. It's just this ridiculous alley fight that takes forever to resolve. And it stops the movie dead. Melt the flesh, melt the flesh, melt the flesh. Step right up and smelt the flesh. Bring the Bunsen, bring the torch. Love the smell when that skin gets the scorch. Okay, Gonna cut it off right there. It's getting too gross. Too gruesome. Perfect's Guide to Ideology. Isaac has an interesting take on the alley fight. Again, sort of more interesting to think about than to watch. No, I am not familiar with that. Yeah, I'm already liking this better compared to a lot of the still images that I was looking up for reference. I got this metallic blue, not color shift. Because as blue as that looks, it is going to look a little more silver. But that's kind of what I want. So I was rambling about the movie. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to do this. While I was rambling about the movie, I was trying to just paint that star shape out with my lighter color shift. But you know what? I kind of like this. It makes him an individual. So I'm just trying to do a smaller star shape. Just layering in. And then we're going to get some pupils in there. Okay. Yeah, Pervert's Guide to Ideology. Where is that available? I've never heard of it. I still want something lighter in those eyes. Maybe some diagonal highlights. And yet, it's impossible to make a decision, isn't it? Oh, darn it. Do I succumb and just go to the silver paint? Only if I can find it, and we always know what a challenge that is. Is that? That's the silver. Oh, yeah. Looks like it's on YouTube. Not sure where now. Essay documentary using movies to talk through philosophy and politics and stuff. Good food for thought. Long form so young class. Okay. I'll take it. Boy, we were in a theory and praxis seminar class with her. Do you remember that? I remember seeing some very good films there. I think we watched Little Otique in that one. You might have even brought it in, or Caleb. This is kind of working. The look of the eyes was kind of hard to nail down when looking at the photographs. They almost looked partially clear. So I think I've just got some freedom. You know, I did see, I think there were a couple masks used in the movie that looked like this, where it's just a silver circle with a black star and a pupil. And this is how it looked on the movie poster. But again, I want to try to stretch the old creativity muscles. What do we have here? Pure black. Let's get that pupil in there. Yeah, maybe a couple of years after the baby to watch a little Otique. You know what? Since we got this toothpick, let's just try this. You know what? Before I do that, let's just sand this toothpick down flat. Because then I might have a nice little stamp here for the eyes. This track is from Carpenter's first movie, Dark Star, which I own and have never watched, nor seen anywhere else. And it's been on the marathon list for a couple of years. So I've kind of been saving it for a specific audience. Okay, that was easy. Good, we got our pupils. I'm going to hit that with the dryer. Okay, yeah, those will dry. Now, we're going to try a secret weapon to try to get around the issues I was having yesterday. Oh, don't tell me we don't have a black colored pencil in here. Well, maybe dark blue will suffice. Let's see how this looks. Nope, that's not going to work. It doesn't want to stick to the paint. All right, so much for that idea. Ah! It's my most Charlie Brown exasperated groan. All right, well... Not the ink pen, because we tried that. The brush pen, rather. I do have another... Also, I wised up after all my lights died last night. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Instead of waiting for one light to die up here before swapping it out with the other, I have another light already up here, just turned off, so I can do a quick switch back on and then take care of that. Again, just trying to figure out little ways to improve every episode. Speaking of which, Shane, I don't know if you heard me mention I got a new mic set up here, so you guys let me know how this is sounding. It's like right over right here. Oh, good. You can even see the screen. Here we go. Man. Give me paper. Ah, come on, man. Jeez Louise. I think it's dead. Yeah, it does look completely dry. Great. Oh, man. It's just not my night, kids. Right. And this is the theme from Christine. Which was a big influence on my senior film, believe it or not. One of. So I think instead of trying to do the line work, I'm just going to try to suggest, almost like put a dot instead of a line at each point. Just taking a less is more approach. Doing the same over here. think that's the end of the album. Yes, it is. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is from a David Lynch movie, I believe. There we go. So I'll just say it out loud so I remember how to match it on the other side. I'm making the horizontal line wider than the other lines. There we go. Then I'm just going to bring the north and south lines a little bit out a little bit more. Pardon me. Oh man, I really get that. And then just some secondary points. Right? Isn't that what it's called? Secondary directions as opposed to cardinal directions? Just want to get a little water in there because that paint is looking a little chunky. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what is this from? It's Lost Highway? Pink Room. Oh no, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. I'm going to go back in and just kind of bring some silver out. Or you know what? Because I didn't want to lean too heavily on the silver. Let's go into our blue-violet flash, right? That's right. This is a newer paint, so I'm trying to be good with the names. I'm running for mayor of all the paints. Yeah, here we go. Try to cover up that blue. That didn't work out like I wanted it to. Okay. All right. I'm going to hit that with the dryer. And then we're going to put some gloss on this boy. And then we might be done. Let me see. How long is this taking? Not even 40 minutes yet. You know what? Before we gloss. No, let's gloss it up. I'll come back to that thought. There we go. And let's gloss up them teeth. Get some more glistening meat under here. And you know what? Let's make his nose like weird and wet. Why not? Some sort of alien mucus, right? Some sort of alien mucus. Some sort of alien snot. Here we go. What do you think? I think, come on, focus here. Please. Obey me. Aha. Oh no, I did one more thing. Just a little touch. We can put this away. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, the eyes, it looks like he's looking around as you move him. Cool. But the last thing I want to do with the eyes is go back into our red ink. One little drop. Yeah. All right. And just because art is never completed, only abandoned, I'm going to just make another pass. With this turquoise here. Sorry. I'm known for those big old pregnant pauses. Just cleaning up. There's some spill of like the brown ink that's not supposed to be on the blue skin. Yes. This is It Follows. Really, really cool soundtrack and movie. All right. I think those eyes could just use another coat of gloss. But I got to be careful because sometimes that will thin out your paint and start to strip it if you overwork it. You're going to hear me say that a lot because it's an important warning. Now watch it. Watch me do it right now. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Leave it. Now, one last thing that needs to be done. If I can find the implement for the job. Oh, I guess I can use this. So yeah, I'm gonna get a ribbon on this guy through that hole that I drilled, and he shall be done. So I thank all of you who tuned in. I know I had a new friend last night from Hungary who tuned in. I don't know what time it was out there. Who also has a modeling channel. Let's switch cameras. Hey, here we are. So yeah, here's our guy. In fact, I can just take the light off. Yeah, check him out, ladies and germs. There we go. And I'll take some finished shots with my DSLR before these guys leave my care. Oh, no. See all this dead space here? I got to fill that in. Come on. Getting cocky there, guy. So what do we want to do? These are both called turquoise. Yes. One is greener, one is bluer. Tell you what. Yeah, sure. Why not? Be funky. It even kind of complements the color of the resin. All right. I'm sorry, I was doing all that on the wrong camera. Yeah, you just saw me do a base coat, or you missed me doing a base coat of this turquoise. Laying in a second coat. I think it's going to need a third. All right. Right. I want to gloss up that little stretch of paint that I just did. There's that gloss. Let's just get a little more air on that. Just because I added one more little stroke, so I don't want that to wipe off. I always like filling these negative spaces with just one flat color. That's a chance to tie it in with something you've already used, or to bring in something else that just adds to the palette. I got all these paints. I got to use all of them, so I got to get creative and funky. So there we are. Now it's worth it. Thank you, Carrie. Mayor of all the paints. That's right. That's me. 2026, baby. Mayor of paints. All right, now let's get back to that webcam. So, to wrap up, here's my brother's gift. I started putting stickers on here so that you have a little something else to look at instead of the back of my shower. Here's our guy, our new guy. And let's take another look at the Emir now that Dumbo got tusks. There he is. I was talking about how hard it is to find these guys and how expensive they can be on eBay. And then I realized I've never seen one of these castings on eBay. So this is the only one I've seen in existence other than the ads for it in modeling books and magazines. So this is a rare boy. So thank you to all who stuck with it and all the technical difficulties that I've been learning from piecemeal. And I hope everyone has a peaceful, restful holiday. That everyone gets along as best they can. Yeah. been a rough year, but we're gonna pinch that loaf right off, aren't we? So I'll see you all in the new year, probably before then. Actually, now that I think about it, I have little guys that I want to do as gifts, probably for some people in this chat. If you don't mind things getting... Oh, what happened this year, Shane? Thank you, Carrie. Merry Christmas. Yeah, no, we're going to meet a sweet baby girl in the year, aren't we? Looking forward to that. And I hope I see my buddies in the chat before too long. I think I'm going to sign off. Again, Merry. Rest up. I'm going to go watch Batman Returns now. Bye.